everybody, I'm Holly.
I'm Karen.
This is Desmond the Bee, and we are
Basically Creative.
Today is day 25 of our January challenge.
Yes, Tess.
We approach the end ever faster, and today's challenge was straw baking in progress.
Oh, that's what, yes.
Because
That's right.
Karen obviously hasn't seen my video until now because...
And I was sitting going, I don't know what this is.
What are these circles? Yeah. I did, my reference image was like a bunch of ramekin dishes looking down on top.
I see.
So with the wooden spoon. So yeah, baking in progress. And I quite enjoyed doing this. So I did it with, I first went in with I think a 2H pencil, which is quite light for me, but I figured I wanted it to be quite realistic. So it took forever. I had to draw all these friggin' marshmallows. And also there was like a ramekin of marshmallows and also a ramekin of chocolate chips, and they just took for so long to draw out. And I didn't even register the fact that they might take a long time. So, you know, I was unprepared. Which is fine, but whatever. I'm usually unprepared, so I'm kind of used to it by now.
Yeah.
And then I went in with my 0.1 fine liner because I figured I wanted to line it with something. I didn't know what. This water's a bit dirty, I think, probably because I had done some watercolouring earlier on.
And just forgot to remove the water?
Yeah, I couldn't be bothered to make the trip back downstairs, methinks, but that's fine. It didn't affect the drawing at all.
Oh, did you use it for this?
Yeah, I did.
Well, of course, everything's going to be kind of brownish coloured anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Really,
so I wasn't bothered about it, so, you know, it couldn't affect anything except like white sugar, and it didn't, so, because I had white sugar in there to paint it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like this prompt because I like baking. But
same, I don't get as much time to do it now though.
no, I know. I had like a moment of like, I know it's for artiness, right? But the person who took the picture had sort of scattered sugar and flour and marshmallows and chocolate chips. And I got like ever so slightly annoyed because this person was so messy. I'm like that. Couldn't even keep a counter clean. For Pete's sake, such and such. I nearly cleaned it up. I was nearly like, I'm gonna make a clean one, but I didn't. Decided to stay true to the reference image. And I think I used my Sakura coins for these. I just remembered that. I was so pleased. I knew the thing. So yeah, just testing it on the back of the paper to see how it would be. To see how it would work with the paper, and
yes.
To see how dark it was going to be, and I just did all these chocolate chips in the water, because why not? Did wee splodgies, that seemed like the best thing to do. I really like, I've not talked about this before I don't think, I really like these brushes. These are like quite a generic brand that you can get off of eBay.
Isn't this the same brand I've got, it's just a different line?
No, it's not Royal Lineco.
What
it's a random generic eBay brand.
Oh.
So, but if you go on eBay and see the purple brushes with the light purple wrap on them, and you think maybe not, they're quite good. The round ones anyway. I've not got the flat ones. I'm kind of after them, so I might have to get them. These were like I think it was £4 for a pack of 12.
Pretty good.
And I love them because the range of sizes is so nice. You get, obviously they go from I've got the numbered brush sizes.
Yeah.
But the bristles are really nice to work with. They're not hard, or they don't hold the pigment instead of giving it out, and you know, so you know, they work almost as nicely as my proper Royal Lineco brushes, which are the ones that are yours except purple.
Right. See, that's so where I got confused.
So I knew where you'd gone there. These are cheap ones that I just use for anything. The Royal Lineco ones, while I do use them often, I try to keep for, you know, I mean, I would have probably used them with my Sakura coins. I just didn't have them near. This was the closest paintbrush, and I was like, okay. So
see, I only have the one set of brushes at the moment. But I haven't actually stocked up on brushes yet.
But you have like really nice paint. I mean, I have nice paints as well, but I have a lot of like really also rubbish paints. And I was like, if I'm using anything with them, I am using the less expensive £4 for 12 brushes. Yeah. Because I just am not prepared to ruin my nice brushes. I'm not. No. So I'm nearly done. I actually like this more before I put the brown background in, but I was just going with what the little image told me that was on my screen next to me. I like it though. I'm really pleased with the eggs, the little swoosh I did for the For the shadow, I'm quite pleased with. And then,
Uh-huh.
as you can see here, I'm going in with some water to soften the shadows a bit because the shadows weren't as hard as I made them out to be. And obviously, I'd gone round it and dried it, and then it had dried faster than I thought, and then I'd gone back to put a soft shadow in, and it was like, no! So it's Dad's turn to do the draw.
Gingerbread Man.
I loved it. I love this one. It's so good.
And kind of star sort of cookie looking things. So yeah, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this one at all. I had notions of doing it with watercolour, then I was like, nah, maybe. I kind of use watercolour a lot because I like it, and I'm getting quite used to my materials, and you know, I was like, I don't want to do it in marker because I do everything in marker as well. I thought, I don't want to do it in pencil because I've done loads of pencil. And then I was like, I shall do it with my zigs.
Yay! I'm so glad you did.
So I zigged it.
She zigged it. What a great adjective.
I zigged it. I got ziggy with it.
No, that's not an adjective. That's a verb. Come on, Holly.
I zigged it.
You know this stuff.
I did.
I really
So,
friggin' like
yes.
it just turned out so nice.
I was quite pleased. It was a bit brighter than I imagined it would be once I painted it, but I think because I used the zigs and the watercolour brush, I expected the colour to fade a bit like watercolour, and it didn't.
No. Which is a good thing about the zigs, but you do have to kind of
bear
have
that in mind, especially if you kind of fall into that mindset of you know, mum's messaging you and stuff.
Yeah. Subtle dig.
It wasn't a subtle dig, but mine's just on silent.
Do you know what? I never had my phone on not silent.
No, you don't, except this second.
Hence why I've totally was like, oh, what the frick? That can't be me, but it was.
It was you,
It was
but
me.
it's okay because I have no hate for the message. I say hello to mother. Yeah, so just outlining it and then go in with my zigs because I have been doing a few where I've been kind of brave and not outlining, but I thought this has got so many bits and so many sort of,
and there's that element of getting
similar but also stark colour differences, but in a similar colour set, and I was like, yeah, we need black lines for
and
that.
if they bleed,
then
it's totally done. And I'm not saying it would have bled,
but
it's easier to not make it bleed unless you know, when you got a black line, because you know when to stop. Unless you like did a colour and then wait for it to dry, and then do a colour and then wait for it to dry, which takes too long.
It does take a long time.
When you got to do a challenge,
yeah,
and you've got other things to do,
like, you know, like, watch children and
if
stuff.
it was like a piece for like print or something,
you'd
be like, yeah, no, I'll totally just do that and then come back and then do that and come back.
Yeah.
But when it's like, okay, I have a half hour to do this, go. You know, it's like,
I have just this second realised that I added in the table line under that. Oh no! I've realised why I didn't as well. Never mind. Because that one's not cut out yet, it's just had the shape made.
That's what I thought. So I was confused as to why you were like, I did a thing bad, and I'm like,
because I'm silly that way. See, look at the smoosh.
I love it.
The zigs are just wonderful, and they do the thing so well. I mean, like, look at that. I could have actually blended it more, but I didn't.
I'm glad you didn't though, because the wood has that. If the grain is slightly changed, it does have those kind of weird,
slightly harder lines,
darker lines.
Kind of thing, yeah.
So I love gingerbread as well. I'm really glad you did gingerbread because it's one of my favourite things.
I know, that was why I picked gingerbread, because I was like, Holly always makes gingerbread men for us.
Yes, I love.
And okay, the cookies, I should have done the cookies round, because you always bring the round ones.
Oh, so I do. I just was like,
I didn't even think.
No, that's fine.
It
says gingerbread.
Yeah.
Tells you.
Tis gingerbread for Holly.
I love baking and I love making gingerbread.
I made a bad.
How did you?
Next to the gingerbread
man.
Oh,
you did a little smoosh.
But it's okay because I go over for the wood anyway, so I'm like, meh, it's fine.
Yeah. It wasn't a huge bad.
No, it wasn't a huge bad, just a little small bad. So yes, that I couldn't get that to look like it had the honey dripping down off it. And I
Do
was
you
like,
know-
I have no idea how to do
See,
this.
because my brain's not working and I've forgotten what the entire image looked like because I've only seen it once when you sent me the picture of it. Actually, no. Yes, once. I've seen it once. I thought that the honey dripper thing was like part of it, and I was trying to figure out what it was.
Part of what? Part of the glass thing?
Part of the jar. And I'm like,
Right, I get you.
what's going on? And I'm like, I've seen this. I know what it is, but my brain's not
Uh-huh.
working, so it didn't give me the answer.
I see.
But I do know what it is.
I'm not sure why I picked a redwood table, I must say. I'm
like it,
not
though.
sure.
It separates it nicely.
I
'Cause I
kind of feel that perhaps the gingerbread and the table could have been reversed colour-wise.
Actually, no, because my obsession with gingerbread men and the fact that I've like baked them like a million times this Christmas for everybody, they actually are not red-ish. They're brown.
Well, it does depend
aren't that brown.
on what kind of gingerbread you're making, though, I
Like cumin
presume.
in your gingerbread man. And look, paprika in my gingerbread man. for good respect. I had a problem when I was making my gingerbread man, which caused a slight
I have
element
no
of
idea
panic.
what that's supposed to be, by the way. I just know it was orange.
Okay, I have no idea.
Maybe it was paprika.
Maybe they're rubbing paprika into the table to make it red.
No, I think it was for the... I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe
It's a
ginger.
thing. It's just a thing. Maybe it's them mixing it. I can't quite remember. It's probably them mixing up icing for something.
Yeah.
So...
Not the gumdrop buttons.
Not the gumdrop buttons! I love that film.
I do, it's such a good film. Yes, so we are ending now.
We are.
I have been Holly.
I have been Karen.
This has been Desmond the Bee.
And we have been Basically Creative.
Bye.
Bye!